Hello everybody, this is the Femflection podcast. Femflection is an online personal development community for professional and dynamic women in business. By sharing experiences through our Fem Voices series, we hope to inspire women to think big, build courage, and put it to good use. Today's Fem Voice is written by River Ho Rathore and is called Professionalism and the Golden Rule. A week back, I had the pleasure of catching up with one of my friends who used to be one of the most demanding bosses I've ever had the privilege of working with. While giving each other personal updates, our discussion, as it always does, turned into reminiscing about the demanding yet fun environment that we had co-created with our entire employee base. It was a fun environment where the Power Distance Index, PDI, referencing Gert Hofstede, was very low across the organisation, especially in the context of an emerging Asian operation market. In spite of the cordial relationships, everyone was crystal clear about the high-performance standards and focused on bringing value to all stakeholders, especially the customers. A few of the traits that set our company apart were accountability and professionalism. My friend and I recalled how owning up to mistakes was natural to us, so much so that very few had the opportunity to start pointing fingers. At the start of every work stream, we clarified the mission, ensured that each participant was aligned, and openly demanded results from each other. These were stark contrasts to his recent experience of requesting for a government permit, and my recent experience with a colleague who handled the selection of the company that would ship my personal belongings. In both instances, my friend and I were relegated to waiting for scraps of information, despite our constant follow-up. We had no idea when what would happen, hence were naturally frustrated and started wondering, where did professionalism go? Leaders role model the behaviour. Internal company competitions, monetary, non-monetary rewards, peer pressure and constant communication about work standards all help in improving professionalism. We also agree that reinforcing personal accountability is by far the most effective way to drive professional behaviour, as in knowledge of and living by the golden rule. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Many times I've used this rule for myself, my teams, and any other person I work with. For example, if an employee complained about the quality of the HR services we were providing, the first question I asked myself and my team was, if I was in his or her situation, would I be happy with the level of service? If I was interviewed for a promotion and never got any feedback from anyone, will my motivation level remain high? If I requested for a certificate of employment and received it only after 3 reminders, how would I feel? All of us, in one way or another, are service providers. When providing services, putting ourselves in the other person's shoes forces us to step away from the situation for a moment and allows us to objectively assess what went right and what did not. This is a powerful way for us to consider both the logical and emotional contexts and to be guided through how to react and what to do next. In many situations, I find myself taking a long, careful breath and eventually relenting with, she's right to get upset with me. More often than not, those who think of the golden rule end up being convinced that, indeed, we always have opportunities for better, more professional service provision. As business leaders, I encourage you to bring the golden rule to work discussions, and especially so when discussing performance standards. It helps reinforce personal accountability by challenging us to meet, even exceed our own expectations. We hope you enjoyed our podcast. In order not to miss any of them, we suggest that you subscribe to the Femflection podcast. If you've got a story and would like to share it with other Femflectors, please let us know. Femflection is all about transferring learnings to help others, be they big or subtle. Feel free to leave us a review on iTunes, or let us know your comments via femflection.com or our page on Facebook. We wish you a wonderful day.